It's really hard. That's a hard balance between here's what we do in CrossFit, fucking step up, or here's what my community is like and here's what they need. That's why I don't know. It like makes my butt tingle and it makes me uncomfortable. Think about how difficult it is to figure that out.
Yeah, to me, it's like one of those things. I think so. For us, we have I think 4 or 5 coaches on rotation, and they're all in charge of a week. So every week it rotates from a different coach. And then I have final like veto approval authority if I kind of see something like that's just not going to work. And then the members really love that because it always is a guessing game. Like, oh, whose week is this? I know it's first week because we're doing this and that. And 2, it kind of forces constant variety as well, so you don't kind of get stuff done in there. But I also believe too, if that's not your thing, man, subcontract that shit out, and you don't.
Absolutely.
It can pull you down a rabbit hole, and before you know it, like you spent the entire morning worrying about what Wednesday's workout's going to be. It's just like, so I see both sides to it.
Same.
Well, Del, thanks for joining, man. And congratulations again on the success of the film. I mean, really amazing work.
Thank you, man. And I really love the friendship relationship I've developed with you and Jen and Tom. And I kind of feel like our gyms are sister gyms from on opposite poles of the state. And I don't know if you know this, Sean, but let's just close it on this, okay? A really good friend of mine owns a Mexican restaurant in town. He goes to the 5:30 a.m. class. And unfortunately, his daughter's going through some cancer treatments up in Cleveland. And he's got to go up there every week. And so, and it's every Monday, I forget what the day is, regardless. He's able to drop in to Chagrin Falls and he lives in Hills. That little experience for him to not have to take the 1 hour of the day where he doesn't need to think about his child's cancer treatment, and you guys are there to take care of him. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to him for sure. And I think it's important that this is what CrossFit's really all about.
He's going to run into me and call you and go, I think I saw you at the gym, Dale. Some guy looks just like you, but not as strong. Not anywhere close as strong.
Way better looking, but just,
I wouldn't go that far. Well, when are we coming back down there? Do we have a comp soon? Anything coming up?
Hey, I'm all about having an excuse for you guys to come down.
I just didn't know if Jen and Tom had a competition. I wasn't going to compete, but I was willing to join them.
Sean's like, I was not volunteering myself. I was just going to show up.
We'll figure out something cool to do, and because it's y'all's. Well, you guys have come down way more than I've gone up there, but it's
more to do in Portsmouth, Ohio.
It's a thriving metropolis.
It is.
That's what I heard.
John got to get some treatment one night.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure to get reservations at the IHOP next time I'm there. It's really fancy.
Bumping though, you can't get in without a resi. That's what I heard.
It's international. What can I tell you?
Post church crowd on Sunday, IHOP, son. You're waiting.
Yep. Oh, I'm 100% positive of that. 100%.
And it's so good. It's worth the wait.
Oh, it is worth the wait. Well, Nikki's great seeing you tonight too. Didn't mean to leave you out.
Likewise. Can we get all the details on how and where to download the film?
Yes. So the best way is smalltownstrongdoc.com. We have links to all the streaming platforms there, but basically anywhere that you can rent or download something online, just search Small Town Strong and it's there.
Perfect. All right. Well, for everyone listening tonight, go download your movie and we will chat with you guys soon.
Love you guys.
Welcome back to Kettlebells and Cocktails. I'm your host, John, and back with my bestie, Nikki. Nikki, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. My oldest kid went and got a tattoo today. So
my God.
Fun. So that was fun. Yeah, she just went on her own. Yeah, she just jumped in the car, came back with a tattoo. It was fun.
Okay, Dad, how do you feel about that?
Well, the whole family's tatted up now, so what do I care? It's her body. She do what she wants to do with it, I guess.
Okay. I guess I have tattoos. I love them personally, but if my son just like up and went and got a tattoo, this is weird, right? He's 2, but I'm imagining in 20 years, if he just like up and went and got a tattoo, there's probably a part of me that would feel like, your perfect little body that I made. Oh my God.
Oh, look, on the scale of battles there are to fight in life, this didn't feel like the big one. The only part that's weird, she's, I have this running joke, she's into clowns. Like,
Okay.
don't even get me started. I think the whole house is haunted because of these clowns she has up in her bedroom. Because occasionally Bean will be in the living room and her bedroom is over the living room, and he'll just stare at the ceiling. Just stare at the clown ghosts up there.
Oh, and, I'd be out of that house.
Yeah, so she comes down today. She's like, "Hey, I'm going to get a tattoo." I'm like, "Okay, great. What are you getting?" She's like, "A clown." I'm like, "Great. Now your shoulder's going to be haunted." You know, it's like I won't even have to text her anymore. I can just message her with a Ouija board. It'll be ridiculous.
She's in tune. She's so in tune. Does it look good? Does it look like? Was it well done?
Yeah, it looks great. It looks really cool. But still, it's like, all right, well, I guess you're haunted now. You're possessed.
Well.
What are you going to do?
A lot to process for you in one day. Holy moly.
So much. And we're going to spend a lot of time talking about children tonight. We have a good friend of the show, Justine Lucchini, who I met a couple of years ago through Ben. So those that have listened to Scale and Bell will be familiar with Dr. Justine, who owns Thursday, who I've worked with for a while and helped me learn how to sleep properly. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to hang out with you guys tonight and chat.
Oh, we got all kind of fun stuff to talk. I ran into Justine at the games, and you had some big news for me at the games we're going to talk about tonight, I think.
Yeah, I did. So when I ran into you at the games, I was pregnant, and I was just at the point where like we were starting to tell people. So you were one of the person that knew kind of outside of our close friends and family.
As it should
be.
Oh
my goodness, John.
As it should be. I know.
So exciting.
Yeah, I require everyone in CrossFit to tell me first. Annie Thor's daughter called me yesterday to let me know before she made her post. Just
always good, man. That's cute.
Yeah. John was also one of the first people I told when I was pregnant, for what it's worth. I don't know, John. Just feel like the kind of person that like, I don't know. But people just want to like give you their info. Sometimes people give you too much of their info.
Hey, look. Here, as long as it's people I'm not in a relationship with, I'm great. That's great.
Well, that's exciting. So you must have been exhausted at games.
I was so tired. It was one of those things we'd always like booked the games well before I had gotten pregnant, and I was so excited about it. But by the time it was time to go to the games, I was in that phase of pregnancy. Like I was at about 9 weeks, and I was so tired. And so I was just like, there were moments where I would just go and sit down and just be like, white knuckling it through the days. It was so much fun, but it was a lot for where I was at.
Man, first trimester tired, there is no feeling on this planet like first trimester tired. And I remember before I had my son, I heard women talk about it, and I was like, bitch, I'm tired. Like, I work. I gotta go to the gym. Like, my life is busy. Like, I know tired. Like, don't come at me. And then I got pregnant, and I was like, oh no. This is like someone pulled the plug, and you're just like, I'm shutting down. Like, you have no choice. I remember falling asleep, like, in the front seat of the car, being like, oh, I'm sleeping now. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Your body just like, it's like, we need to recover immediately. Sorry about anything you had to do today.
Yeah, and there's nothing that prepares you for it. Like, I totally agree. I think I thought, okay, yeah, you're going to be a bit more tired. Your body's doing some other stuff. But I also thought it wouldn't be until I was much later in the pregnancy and a lot bigger that I was really exhausted. So the fact that it hit like a train so early on, I was like, oh no, like this is real.
I don't want to pop either of your bubbles, but you're basically describing what happened when I turned 50. Both of you are.
Same?
Pretty much.
Oh, that means we gotta do it again.
Yes. Yeah, you'll have to do it again.
That's some bullshit. Being a woman is some bullshit. Yeah. I did a whole pod. There's the next Focus on Female episode is all about training and menopause. So if that struck a chord, be sure to tune in for that episode. Justine, is this your first pregnancy?
It is. Well, okay, so technically not my first pregnancy. We got pregnant.
That's a loaded question. Yes, go ahead.
A little bit. But I'm pretty open to talk about it. Like, we got pregnant last year, and then I actually lost that pregnancy at around 12 weeks. So, not my first pregnancy, but this is the most pregnant I've ever been.
Hey.
So that's good.
One of my girlfriends who went through IVF, who had a really difficult time getting pregnant, she would always wake up and her mantra would be like, today I am pregnant. Today I am the furthest along that I've ever been. And that's kind of how you have to take pregnancy, literally day by day, without looking too far into the future. Otherwise, that kind of stuff can feel really crushing.
Yeah, it was wild going through it. And then I think, especially when you're pretty healthy and you feel like you're kind of doing everything right, it's more, for me, it was almost like more of a surprise. Like, really? I thought this happened to other people. And
Yeah.
And then the number of people who came out of the woodwork, like, you know, other women at the gym, other men at the gym who were talking about their partners, friends, family members, I was like, oh my gosh, it's almost every single woman I know has had
It's everyone.
Had a pregnancy loss while trying to get pregnant. So yeah, I think it's less talked about, and it definitely made me feel like more normal about the whole thing.
Good. That's great. Okay, but today you are the most pregnant you've ever been. So give us the details on what's going on with this pregnancy, when you're due, all the things, and then I am just made of questions about kind of like what you're doing with your training and what you're doing with your business and all that stuff, because I don't know. I love hearing other people's stories as they're going through this, because it, like you said, there's some stuff that we kind of never talk about, and there's some stuff that we talk about over and over, but I want to hear all the amazing stories as much as I possibly can. So start with the details on what you're going through at the moment.
Awesome. So right now I'm going through, I think, like the real honeymoon phase of pregnancy.
Yes.
It's 22 weeks. I have great energy. I can go to the gym again. I have a definitive bump, which is also, I'm sure you can relate to, kind of the amazing part where, like, at first when you're like both not feeling great and you're just kind of thicker than normal, it's just uncomfortable, and you're like, and it's awkward. And now that I definitely look pregnant and I have a bump, but I also feel a lot more myself and have a lot more energy, I think I'm actually really enjoying it. And yeah, I can feel the baby move sometimes now, which is a whole crazy, wild experience. Like, just, yeah, it's like there's a thing in there and it's doing independently of me. It's very strange, but also super wonderful. So that's where I'm at now.
It's really funny in the beginning. I feel like it takes a while to show, and you're kind of annoyed because you're so excited. Like, I'm pregnant. I'm fucking pregnant. Like, there's a human in here. Why do I just look like I went on a bender? Like, kind of just let myself go a little bit for the last couple months or whatever. Like, you're like, no, really, I want the world to kind of know that, like, we're doing this right now.
Yeah.
It takes, truly, I remember being at my anatomy scan, it's about 20 weeks, about halfway through pregnancy, still in my, like, regular clothes, being like, when do I get to wear the cute, stretchy maternity jeans? And I was pissed.
I have been out of regular clothes for a little while. But yeah, when I was buying like pants extenders on Amazon because I wanted to like ready for maternity pants yet, I was like, oh gosh, this feels like in any other circumstance I'd be feeling not great about myself.
Yep. Oh yes, the pants extender shopping. John, you must know all about that too, right?
Oh, of course.
Not just us.
Yeah, well, it's been a rough couple of months since the game, so yeah, I know all about them.
The pants extender shopping post-game slump. Yeah,
Yes.
It happens to all of us. Do you know the gender?
No.
Oh, what?
My husband and I decided that we're not going to find out. I know.
What?
I know.
How?
I
Do you not? What the?
So at first we were like, we're definitely going to find out. We're both pretty type A. We both like to plan. And then we were talking to someone who had recently had a baby, a friend of ours, who they didn't find out. And they said that moment when you have the baby and then it's like, it's a girl or it's a boy. It's just so joyous. And that there's so few things in life that happen now that are like really amazing, awesome surprises that aren't like terrible surprises. Like